Do you ever feel like you're working all day but barely making progress? What if I told you that just 20% of your efforts could produce 80% of your results? That's the power of the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto Principle. And today, I'm going to show you how to use it to get more done in less time. Segment 1. Firstly, know about the 80-20 rule. The Pareto Principle was named after the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who discovered that 80% of Italy's land was owned by just 20% of the people. Later, business experts found this rule applies everywhere. In simple terms, a small amount of effort leads to most of your success. The trick is to identify and focus on that crucial 20%. Segment 2. How to apply the 80-20 rule in daily life. So, how can you use the 80-20 rule to work smarter, not harder? Let's break it down into 3 key areas: work, learning, and personal life. 1. Work and productivity. Prioritize high-impact tasks. Identify the top 20% of tasks that contribute to 80% of your success. Eliminate or delegate the rest. Cut out tasks that don't drive results. Time blocking. Dedicate focused time slots for important work. Example, a freelancer identifying that a few high-paying clients bring in most of the income, so they focus more on them. 2. Learning and skill development. Focus on key concepts rather than trying to learn everything. Use the Pareto method in study. 20% of topics often make up 80% of exam questions. Instead of reading every book on business, focus on a few key principles from the most impactful books. 3. Personal life and relationships. Spend more time with the 20% of people who add the most value to your life. Cut down on activities that don't add real happiness or results. Example, instead of attending 10 networking events, just focus on the 2 that actually help your career. Segment 3, common mistakes and how to avoid them. The 80-20 rule is powerful, but many people misuse it. Here's how to avoid the common mistakes. Mistake number 1, trying to perfect everything. Solution, not every task is equally important. Focus on the key few and let go of the rest. Mistake number 2, thinking the 80-20 rule is fixed. Solution, the ratios change. Sometimes 90-10 or even 70-30 works better. Adjust based on your situation. Mistake number 3, ignoring the 80% completely. Solution, just because some tasks are lower impact doesn't mean they are useless. Just don't over-prioritize them. Segment 4, actionable steps to implement the 80-20 rule today. Now let's make this practical. Here's what you can do right now to get more done in less time. Step 1, write down all your tasks for the week. Step 2, identify the top 20% of tasks that create 80% of your results. Step 3, schedule those high-impact tasks first. Step 4, delegate, automate, or eliminate the less important 80%. Step 5, repeat weekly and adjust based on what works. Segment 5, the 80-20 rule in business and entrepreneurship. Businesses thrive when they apply the 80-20 rule strategically. Here's how top companies use this principle to scale up. 20% of customers drive 80% of revenue. Businesses focus on retaining high-value customers. 20% of marketing campaigns bring in 80% of leads. Smart companies double down on what works. 20% of employees contribute to 80% of company success. Leaders nurture and empower key talent. Example, Apple's revenue relies heavily on just a few key products, like the iPhone, demonstrating the power of focusing on the right areas. Segment 6, the science behind the 80-20 rule. Why does the 80-20 rule work so well? It's deeply connected to human behavior and efficiency. Cognitive load theory. Our brain performs best when we focus on the most impactful tasks. Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available. If we focus on high-value tasks first, we use time more efficiently. Decision fatigue. Simplifying choices with the 80-20 rule conserves mental energy. Segment 7. Real-life success stories of the 80-20 rule. Still not convinced? Let's look at real-world examples of how the 80-20 rule has changed lives. Bill Gates focused on Microsoft's key software products that revolutionized the industry. Warren Buffett, 80% of his wealth comes from just a handful of his best investments. Athletes and performers, top achievers, focus on the 20% of training that delivers the biggest gains. Let's move towards conclusion. The 80-20 rule isn't just about working less. It's about working smart. If you start applying this today, you'll see massive improvements in your productivity and life. If you found this useful, hit the like button, subscribe for more productivity hacks, and let me know in the see you next time.